Good morning, everyone. We have some gorgeous weather for a change, so I think today will be a very good day to tackle some house and garden beautification projects. Now, among other things, I want to go to the hardware store to buy some paint for the front porch steps. I'm not sure if we will actually paint today, but I want to have the materials ready. Also, I want to try to restore the old table that stands at the top of my staircase. And we have some garden projects to do as well. But before we get started, I want to try this white green cloth that one of you told me about on some of my stainless steel appliances. This is a very interesting cloth because it works without any chemicals. You and I have already tried it out on mirrors and it works a charm. Let's see how it does on stainless steel. So with this cloth, all you do is wet it and then wring it out really, really well. Now the first stainless steel appliance I'm going to test out the cloth on is my coffee percolator. Yeah, so this cloth works without any chemicals whatsoever. There's something about the fibers that are used to make this cloth. I think they are smaller than a strand of hair, and they do a remarkable job at absorbing grease and all kinds of grime. And so far, this is working very, very well. Will you look at that? It looks very shiny to me. All of my fingerprints are gone. So it worked on my stainless steel percolator. Let's test it out on my currently very grimy stovetop. So I did some cooking this morning, and I had grease spatters, or splatters. This is actually working. Normally I use Dawn dish soap or dish detergent on the stove, or I use Wyman's stainless steel cleaner. This white-green cloth is doing as good, if not better, a job. And this is the same cloth we used a week or two ago to clean the 19th century mirrors in this house. And I just put the cloth in the washing machine. Of course, no added fabric softener. And the cloth comes out perfectly. There, I think this did a fine job. Just clean the stove knobs. Return these. Now let's try the cloth on the wall ovens. I'm honestly amazed at how well this cloth works. It's cleaning and polishing both my ovens, plus the digital display above the oven. I already know this cloth works great on glass, and it leaves no streaks whatsoever. Now here I have something spilled. Let's see. Look, cloth took that right off. Now let's try the cloth on this microwave oven. From what I've read about this cloth, the only time it will leave any streaks is if the cloth is too wet. So you do want to wring it out really, really well. I will start at the top of this oven. I'm going to let the inside of this microwave dry, and then we'll have a look. And it looks good. It looks as good as a funhouse mirror. Now we can put the rotating glass thing back into the microwave. Lastly, the dishwasher. Well, I am impressed, my friends. A lot of cleaning and zero chemicals. And I can link this cloth in the description below. Let's head out to the herb garden. A quick updates on the seeds that you and I planted together. So my celery seeds have germinated. My eucalyptus has germinated, but the eucalyptus is really pokey. My basil is up, my larkspur is up, and the Brussels sprouts are up. These are the African violets that you and I propagated together. And look, they're starting to bloom. And here are the regal pelargoniums that you and I propagated together last autumn. These too are now blooming. And then here I have bells of Ireland, Munstead lavender, and parsley. And here are these snapdragons that you and I planted together from seed. And we can bring some of these trays outside with us so the seedlings can begin to harden off. Now, we already planted 109 onions up in the kitchen garden, but I have at least another 109 onions still to plant. Our next project is to further shred the leaves that you and I placed on the herb garden beds last November. I'm using my electric leaf vacuum / mulcher here. Afterwards, we can dig the leaves into the soil. Leaves are nature's perfect soil amendment. Leaves hold many times their weight in water, so all of these shredded leaves will make this bed water-wise. Now we need to head off to the hardware store and I think a local garden place. We are going to the local hardware store first because, as you may have noticed, my front porch steps are in dire need of painting. I already have the green paint for the steps or treads, but I need exterior white paint for the risers. I also need paintbrushes and a plastic scraper. The scraper will help me to remove any loose paint on the risers. Then it's off to the local odd lot store. I'm buying a small garden shovel here and some balanced organic fertilizer. Also, I'm looking at potential furniture to place on the front porch so that we might enjoy afternoon tea there. Unfortunately, none of the garden furniture here seems appropriate for a 200-year-old porch. Our search will continue. Now we can make a rather lengthy trip to Lowe's. Here I'm buying a product called Restore a Finish that one of you recommended to me. It might be useful for the table we will attempt to restore later today. I'm also buying 12 bags of pine bark. We can use the bark to pave the paths in the kitchen garden. Shredded bark makes a very cushy walking surface. I will need more than these 12 bags for the project, but 12 is all that will fit in my small car today. Home again, I drive up the steep hill to the kitchen garden to unload the heavy bags. This was quite a job. I'm exhausted after lifting those bags of wood chips, but we have 3 more projects to do. And the next project is this little table that is at the top of my staircase. Now, this table is old. I don't think it's an actual antique, though. It's wood. It has a drawer. And the top is really messed up. But I think we can fix all of this and make this piece of furniture a lot more attractive. So we can carry this downstairs. I'm going to put a cloth down to protect my porch here. I think this is the first nice weather we've had really since October. I'm beginning this restoration job by thoroughly dusting the table with a microfiber cloth. I'm going to start this project by first rubbing down the wood with mineral spirits. Mineral spirits will remove any old wax. Look, I think our water stain is coming out already. So now we can try this Restore a Finish. I'm using the one in the mahogany shade. And it says you can use a cloth to apply it or fine grade steel wool. And quadruple O steel wool is what I have here. Super fine. And you're supposed to rub this on and then immediately wipe it off. Let's see how this works. I do not like how this top turned out. I think I'm going to have to sand this. I think I'm going to keep going with the sandpaper. Well, this is a bit more work than I had intended. I had really hoped the Restore a Finish project would make a dramatic difference in this tabletop, but the tabletop is too far gone, so I had to sand it. And I think we are pretty good now. Now I have to find my mahogany stain. Finally, we are ready for the stain. And I'm sorry about all the barking, but Avery hears me out on the porch talking to you, but she can't see you, so she's very upset. Let's see how this goes. Well, I think this tabletop is starting to come together. Of course, this area over here is just the natural wood. There's nothing I can do about that unless I want to paint this piece. Painting it is something I maybe should have considered. I'm going to try the Restore a Finish on the sides and the legs of this piece. The Restore a Finish product is doing a magnificent job on the sides, legs, and drawer front of this table. It immediately hides superficial scratches without interfering with the original finish. I plan to experiment with this Restore a Finish on some other old tables in my house. In the comments, let me know if you've used this product. Apparently, it is quite popular. So I think this table has turned out remarkably well. The only thing I need to do is wax the top. I really don't need to wax the entire table, just the top. And I'm using this mahogany tinted paste wax. Changed my mind. I'm going to use mineral oil instead of paste wax. Even nicer is this cutting board oil from Walrus Oil. It's made from coconut oil, beeswax, pure mineral oil, and vitamin E. It's food grade. I'm going to let this oil dry on the table, and then we can come back and hit it again. And in the meantime, I have another project to attend to. There is something energizing about the first day of warm spring weather. I'm feeling inspired now to buy lettuce seedlings at the local farm store. We can also buy some tulips here. We're back with the lettuce, but before we can plant this, I want to apply another coat of walrus oil to the table. And that's it. Let's go plant some lettuce. So in this bed, I have a nice big clump of chives emerging. I can't wait to make chive pesto again. Now, I just want to dig these autumn leaves that I shredded in autumn into the bed. Before we plant the lettuce, I want to add some of this balanced organic fertilizer. This is just called salad mix. Then we have Green Towers romaine lettuce. And I do love romaine. It's a must for Caesar salads. It's also great on hamburgers and just about everything else. Green Boston Nancy. It's a Boston lettuce. Here's a beautiful worm. Look at that. In you go. I also bought some collard greens, which I have never grown before, but I do enjoy collard greens, so I thought I would try them this year. But I'm not sure that I will plant them in this bed, so we will hold on to these until I decide where they should rightfully go. And at this point, I think our table has dried, so let's bring it upstairs. This next job was not on my list, but I think that table deserves a vase of tulips. Let's head outside to clip some greens to go with the tulips. I usually put my landscape fabric on this work surface whenever I arrange flowers, but I'm using it out on the porch, and it's, of course, covered with sawdust from all the sanding we did earlier. So I will try to be as tidy as possible while making this arrangement. That was some floral preservative that I just stirred into the vase. I think boxwood and tulips go very well together. I think I need a larger vase. Hold on. And here it is. Do a little switcheroony here. This is a much roomier vase. It's neither too large nor too small. I need to tidy up a little, and then we can bring these flowers up to the table. Every time I walk up these stairs, I notice that my sterling silver candlesticks are in dire need of polishing. So we're going to do that right now. These are telescopic candlesticks. You can raise them and lower them. I need gloves. I find that polishing silver is a very satisfying project. It's instant gratification. So this is one day with endless possibilities as far as tackling beautification projects goes. I need a clean cloth so we can buff these candlesticks. Oh, these are shining up beautifully. I'm very happy. Well, that was time well spent. Let's see what these candlesticks look like on the staircase after I put the candles back in them. As you may have noticed, at this point, I'm pretty much wiped out. I think it's time to sit down with a cup of tea and a slice of cake. I think this orange spice tea will go very nicely with this slice of cake. And the cake is the final slice from that absolutely gorgeous peach bourbon upside down cake that you and I made together for the brunch party in the previous video. And again, I am super tired now. I think it was the trip to Lowe's that did me in. Or maybe it was the unloading of all of those bags of wood chips. Nevertheless, I think the tea and the cake will revive me. And I think we should enjoy this up in the Serpentine garden. It feels so good to sit down with a cup of tea. And it feels even better to enjoy a slice of cake with the aforementioned tea. This cake is moist and dense. Well, it's just perfectly perfect in every way. Thank you so much for being here with me today as we tackled all of these beautification projects. And when you think of it, even the act of sprinkling fertilizer on a garden bed is in itself a beautification project. In the next video, we are planning an Easter time afternoon tea, and I hope you will watch. And until then, please take great care of yourself, and I will see you in the next episode. Bye for now, friends.